So around that time, what the New Orleans scene was still kind of bubbling as far as the rap shit. As far as y'all being out there on that side of town, like what was it that?
What part?
I was in Richmond.
As far as y'all being in Richmond, instead of being in New Orleans, like was it really popping more out there on that side than New Orleans around that time, or?
Well, one thing I could say about the Bay, that's where P get the independency from, the independent game from.
Okay.
Because, P got the game from E40 Uncle.
Okay, gotcha.
And,
you say his uncle?
Yeah, E40 Uncle. What's the name? Charles, not Sir Charles. It was something Charles. Mm-hmm. But that's where P get the game from. As far as being on that independent, he took that and bought it here. Because when they talk about the independency of No Limit, it came from the Bay.
Okay.
And he just took it and bought it here.
So selling records out the trunk, like they were saying, Too Short back in the day.
Right.
It's
Like,
really, niggas were really selling their records out the trunk, real, for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, like Ski was a big part of my decisions of staying with No Limit because, like you said, I'm reading this nigga credits and I'm like, he know this dude.
Wow. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, if you know him, so you have a plug with the rest of them, and then I met E40 and Short Dog and all of these big niggas, you know what I'm saying? Richie and all of them. It's like, all right, fuck it. That gave me my confirmation. That gave me my confirmation.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm a rocker. Even though when we got there, he had jackets made for us. As soon as we stepped off the plane, with our name on them bitches.
Lou did us the same way, man. With the Skywalker man on the back.
Yeah.
Listen, man, that shit really made you feel like you're part of the company, man.
He made you
It was like our Rockefeller
shit.
chain back then. To have that jacket with your name engraved on there. With the, man, you walk in any club or skating rink, nigga, you got juice.
My God.
Def Jam jacket. You remember you see the Def Jam jacket, you be like, oh shit, who is that?
Answer me this though. What you about to say, KL?
No. That was it. Like what Toon was saying, like EA Ski, all of them, EA Ski, Bink, and all of these. Like, you gotta give them their props, man. Like they've been doing this shit.
With y'all being Toon, you in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
KL, you was in Richmond. Mm-hmm. What was it like when y'all came back home to y'all respective hometowns and started to move the culture forward in terms of the sound that we had in the game?
That's interesting, man. It's wild because I left here on some East Coast like hip hop shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When me and Raheem was doing our stuff, we were kind of trying to emulate kind of the LLs and some of that Rick Rubin type shit.
Yeah.
Right.
But when I got down to Miami, that's when I started hearing about Magic, because that's when Magic Mike used to be with Clay D.
Yeah. Ooh.
Vision Records. Then you have this guy named Eric. I can't think of Eric's last name, but then you had it was a few labels. You had Luke. You had Foresight Records, which was out of Lauderdale, and then you had Base Station Records. It was a guy named Roberto. He was a big time dope boy down there, Cuban. And he had Give a DJ a Break and all them little songs like that was on his label or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So I ended up turning my BPM up. I started going faster.
Yeah.
And just being out there in that whole lifestyle and just seeing that more people wanted to dance. You know what I mean? Because I'll say around, let me see, me and Raheem, that was 85, 86. And let's say 87, 88 was with Shadi. And like I said, going down in Miami. But that's when Two Live Crew and all them started popping off. LaWarn Love. Ooh. And just a whole lot of stuff from Florida with that BPM, like you say, in the 130 BPM. So I just adapted to that whole lifestyle and the vibe of what I was getting down there. But definitely, I left Atlanta on some real hip hop shit, but ended up speeding the whole BPM went up when I went down there.
And it's ironic that when you got up there, Atlanta started adapting to that sound.
Yeah, and when I brought it, there you go. Thank you. And then when I came back up here around 92, that's when I got with Lil Jon. 93. Yeah, between 98. I say between 95, I got with Lil Jon. And that's when we did Shawty Freak a little something, because I was starting to do a lot of bass stuff around that time. So I brought that back up here, the up tempo. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was really like Florida definitely played an influence on my sound changing, because I definitely brought those vibes when I got back up here. Yeah.
What about you, KL?
What I noticed is that they use in the Bay on the West Coast, they use the 808 differently than how we used it. Totally different. Like, there was more like what they ate, it was definitely slowed up. And there was more using like the maracas and the claves and having that
the
cowbells,
percussion.
the percussion part of it, to where you was able to hear that boom, to us, it was just straight boom. It was just kicks and snares.
Yeah,
that was it.
Beat driven. Yep.
Yeah.
Kicks and snares, but they used every part of that motherfucking 808 in the Bay. The rim shot. They didn't like the rim shot. We use it as more of like a snare, like in Rock the Bells. But them, no, they use that shit as a percussion part, like cowbells, the maracas, the rim shot. You know what I'm saying? And all of them different, the shakers and the hand claps and all. There was just all around the beat. They just wasn't hitting at the same time. You had boom, boom, boom. And then they bass line. That's when I really put me on using like a lot of Moog shit.
Yeah.
And records.
And that was like kind of like, that's that Bay Area, like when you think about that Too Short, all that Ant Banks and stuff like that. Yeah, I started getting more into the keyboards around that time myself.
Yeah.
That sound really just took over.
That's when I really met DJ Darryl. That did it. You know, Darryl, he did Keep Your Head Up for Pac. And when I got with Darryl, and he ran me some shit. Darryl, matter of fact, Darryl and K. Lou. You know, because K. Lou is where we did all of the recording at on the Bay. And that's what we did. As a matter of fact, that's what we did the Ice Cream Man album at. And with K. Lou. And because that was the first studio that we went to that he had a big ass board. You know what I'm saying? And we went up in there and I'm like, all right, cool. And when we did the Ice Cream Man album, the Bay, they didn't use the bass how we use the bass. The way we use the bass, we opening that bitch all the way up. We want the ring. We want the ring till it stops.
Yeah. That
Put
decay.
all that decay in that bitch. That's why when you listen to the Ice Cream Man,
decay, boy.
right? That's why when you listen to the Ice Cream Man, it have that one drop in it. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And then just that one drop, I'm like, oh yeah, we good. Nah. Because one thing
That's
about
dope.
the South, where we from, is like, you know, and truthfully, with us, before you're gonna hear, you're gonna move. We're gonna make, they wanna move before they hear what you're saying. You know, we wasn't like the lyrical content of it is like, okay, cool, these niggas rapping their ass off, but fuck, the motherfuckers ready to dance.
Yeah.
Like, we got skating rinks down here. And we got motherfucking subwoofers. We got fucking car shops that put fucking 10 woofers in the car, nigga.
And I'm gonna tell you, to hear you, it's so refreshing to hear you say that, because I had to remind somebody that it ain't. I mean, not to shit on what's a lot of stuff that's out here right now, but a lot of stuff we made that back then are dope instrumentals right now. Right now, dope instrumentals to where you'll hear them in the background on commercials right now because
I
just
talk
can't get away
over
from them.
You Don't Know Me every
it
Sunday
is.
on the radio.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I
like
just
you
talk
say,
over.
man, the beat and the music had to move people first.
Right.
That's where we come from. But a lot of cats, and that's the pressure that was on us. We didn't even know it. It's that the beat got
That's
to
what it
grab
was.
first. Before they hear what this rapper says, this beat got to catch your ass in the first 10 seconds.
Off top.
This is
Right
my
off top.
question though. With New Orleans having a bounce scene and Atlanta having a booty shake scene and stuff like that, the sounds that y'all were bringing in was taking it in different directions to the point to where folks would bite y'all styles.
Right.
How did y'all feel about the sound that y'all were bringing into the game and the direction that y'all was taking the music in the South?
Man, for real, I don't know how he would answer this, but we were just doing what we do, man.
Right.
We really didn't even know that we was even making history. We was just
Right.
doing our shit. But one thing we must say though, is the influence of, like you say, 'cause I was bouncing and ass shaking either way, but ours was just faster.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was a faster tempo. And then we had a lot of dance groups down here too.
Right.
You know, out there, APR, Guess, and all them cats, you know, Yeek and the whole Yeek movement. So that way the shit that we had that was 133 was sped up to really 150 for the talent shows.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just so niggas could get their dance routine off. So,
Exactly.
and really, that's why you start hearing a lot of that kilo stuff start being faster. Like,
Right.
you start hearing records from here like at 142, which was fast.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's when the New York folks used to be complaining all the time, like, man, that shit's too fast. I don't want to play none of that. You know, we don't want to get sweaty.
Well,
My God.
it's
You
like
know?
we make ultimate club music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like we were just saying, like in the South, you have to make a move before they want to hear what you have to say.
That's right.
Because when they go out, they going out to get musty and sweaty.
Yeah.
That's when motherfuckers went to dances to dance.
Facts.
That's when they went to dances and events to actually dance. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, then it will catch on lyrically later. Because just think about it. You're just being honest, man. It's like you never heard a beat looking for the right lyrics, but you always heard the right lyrics looking for the right beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good ass point.
Hey, bro, I love that analogy. You couldn't have
That's
said
hard.
it. You couldn't have said that shit no better.
And it's truthful though, my nigga.
That's 100% right.
So it's like when we sit up here and do these things, man, it's like you look at from Florida to Mississippi to Louisiana to Atlanta, you know, to Texas. It's just something about bass, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
The further you go up, the lesser it become.
That's true.
The further you go up, the less it become. Like, I've never seen nowhere. It touched LA, it touched, because I ain't gonna lie, them motherfucking NWA albums, them Dre had that shit ringing.
Yeah, Dre had that 808 hitting back
He
then.
was
Him and
not
Yella.
holding back with that
Him
shit.
and DJ Yella.
Right. But it's like I said, my nigga, like the further you up, you didn't see them doing the custom sound in cars like we do it here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So motherfucker had to actually get extra shit in their cars welded down to hold that.
Yeah.
They changing out window panes because glass will fucking break.
Yep. New
From
brackets
the
for your
pressure.
trunk.
Right.
I mean, niggas' trunk used to pop open sometime when that shit get hidden. You know what I mean?
When we did music back then, even now, we made it for every element that a person wanna rock with it. Because if he in his whip going to whatever's popping, they gonna hear him coming.
Yeah.
Wow, and it's funny to hear you say that because now that's kind of like even like a DJ. A DJ really don't know what to play unless he see what the crowd is doing.
That part.
So we were able to gauge what our community was doing to say, okay, girls like dancing like that. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, they like popping, so we're gonna make sure that this beat is something that the girls can pop their ass to.
Right.
So it's kind of like right now, what do we have to gauge off of to say, hey man, we need to make something to entertain this movement or this crowd or this generation? What are they doing? Like, what would you think?
I would think like this here too, is that to go in that direction, it would be more of like see, back then the production was the steering wheel. We set the tone of what an artist was going to sound like on the beat. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like back then, even though me and Toom, Manny, whoever, we could use the same fucking sounds, but the way we use them don't be the same.
Period.
To where, like, we'll sit up here, like back then, we'll make a record and be like, boy, this sound like some shit fucking Outkast. Or it could be like, nigga, this sounds some shit that motherfucking Scarface would be on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or this sounds like some shit that motherfucking Mystical would be on. You know what I'm saying? But like right now is that everybody wants the same shit. They don't want to change up nothing. It's like some of the shit that I make, I'll be like, man, who the fuck I'm gonna get this to? Because sometimes it's to the way it been dumbed down so much. To
Whenever I say that,
right,
who can I get this to? That mean that track is special.
Right.
That mean that motherfucker
part.
special. We be like, man, who can get on this shit? Because everybody who walk in the room is looking at you like with that frown, that little
they're not gonna know what they're like. Who in the fuck who gonna do something?
And when you can't figure out who gonna get on it, that lets you know that motherfucker special.
And that's why they always ask you, man, who that for? They don't be like, give that bitch to me, like, man, who that for? To where like you specifically made that for somebody.
Yeah.
This is really what's coming out of our brain, bro.
We don't have that no more.
Right. Yeah, they want something that's gonna remind you of something that's either in the top 100 or the top 50 or the top 10.
Who gonna be the one to take the chance? Because I'm telling you, like right now, the success of producers always come from, and even artists, it always come from when you sitting up here following the trend. The next great producer is gonna be the one who set the new shit to do.
Yes, every time.